Great. Hi, everyone. I'm Olivia from the Spectora team. Today, I am here with Megan, who is a product manager on the Spectora team. And today, we're here to talk to you about our app and specifically V10 or version 10 of the app. So let's start at the beginning. Megan, do you want to introduce yourself and just tell everyone what V10 or version 10 of the app even is?
Yeah, of course. I'm Megan. I'm sure many of you have seen me before, but I work specifically on a report writing side of our product. So the templates, the report writing, all this stuff. And I've spent a lot of time working on version 10 or V10 of the app. V10 or version 10 of the app is just a rebuilt version of our mobile app. It's the same app you know and love with a refreshed feel. Basically, V9 was on technology. It's been a great app for many years, but it was on technology that wasn't built to last. As phones got better, as keyboards and cameras and everything got better, it just wasn't keeping up. And we knew that was going to be an issue. And so we decided to embark on this journey to build a new application that's going to have the same muscle memory that you always had, but the ability to grow and function and just work with the latest technology so we can really give you the best we can. So we've been working on this for a number of years and we're really excited for what we've gotten here.
Yeah, thanks, Megan. And I think that's such a great explanation. A question I hear all the time is like, how is this different? How is this similar? And essentially, like Megan said, this should be the same app that everyone knows and loves, but just give everyone access to any late updates and allow us on the Spectora side to build and continue to innovate, to continue to deliver cutting edge technology in report writing that will grow with you. So with that said, though, I think we should jump in and maybe show some of the key similarities or point out the key differences. What do you say?
Yeah, of course, let's do it. I'm gonna get my screen share up and then we can get moving. What I have in front of me is V10 of the mobile app. I know some people have tried it before in the past, or some people have never seen it. And so I just want to walk through what it is. I also want to address one thing with V10, which is that it's not related. In the past, you might have heard it called Spectora X or Next Gen. We just call it version 10 of our app because, again, it's just the next version. That's all it is. But it's also not related anyway to a Spectora Advanced, and it's no additional pay to be able to have access to this. So I'll walk you through the key differences, what V10 looks like versus what V9 looks like. And again, you're going to see it's very similar, like we've talked about. The first thing in here is in your settings. So you just hit this little three lines on the top corner, and then you can go into your settings, and you'll see a couple of options. The first one here is automatic syncing. So we've added a capability where, especially for inspectors we know a lot of inspectors might work in poor signal, rural areas. This might not be the best fit for you, which is totally okay. But for inspectors who might want to save time on site by not having to hit sync at the end of the inspection, or people doing a team inspection, we have this option for automatic syncing. This means that as you're working, we're sending data up to the cloud, so you don't have to worry about anything syncing at the other site. And we're also sending it between your devices. So when you're working on site with someone else, you can see exactly what they're doing as they're doing it. All the changes compile either way with automatic syncing or not automatic syncing. It checks the time that you checked it. So if you add a comment later, it's not going to overwrite anything else. Our syncing is very good on this, so you can really reliably say everything's moving between your devices. We also have a few other things in here. The next one we have in here is dark mode. So dark mode is a really great option for inspectors who might struggle with the contrast of the normal app. Maybe you're in a bright room, maybe you're in an attic and you just want to be able to see your app without getting blinded. We have now this option for dark mode, so you can go through and navigate your app in a dark mode without having as much battery drain or as much brightness. Last one in settings I want to highlight here is the text size feature. On our last app, we only had a singular text size, and we know for some inspectors who might just struggle with their eyesight, it can be a lot. So right now you can actually go through and adjust your app to match your size. By default, it is the system text size. So if your phone already has larger text size as the default, it will just default to that, but you can adjust it as needed to be able to see things a little bit more clearly. Again, even if you don't struggle with smaller text, it can be really helpful if you're staring at a phone in the sun on a roof. All right, awesome. I'll switch back into light mode and then we can jump into the actual work. So once I go into inspection, you can see here, this is an example of an inspection. I can go through, collect payments, sign agreements, all of that stuff. Everything is pretty similar, but the reporting and everything looks pretty similar, but it's a little bit different. But once you get to reporting, you're going to see something that's very, very similar to V9. One of the ways we designed V10 specifically was to keep your muscle memory from V9. We didn't want to feel like you were starting on a whole new reporting platform or you were significantly slower. Of course, there's still gonna be a small adjustment period when you're moving between apps, but we've made sure that the reporting is very similar. So you can see here, I can click through, I can add images, I can add photos in the same way I would on V9. One thing that is a little bit different too is the camera on V10. You all get a lovely view of my desk right now, but basically we have a few more options on the rapid fire camera. The first one is aspect ratio. You can actually select the size and appearance of your photos. I know on V9 or on V9 we got feedback for the app that basically said that if you use rapid fire, you could only have it be 16:9, which was frustrating because maybe your native camera was in 4:3 or something. And having those inconsistent images didn't look as professional, so we added this option. We also have zoom options, which include multiple lenses on your camera. So you can see here, I can move into even my smaller lenses to my very big lenses, and I can just pinch. Right now, I'm just pinching to zoom. You can also hit the button if you just want to go to set zoom values, but I'm actually able to go through my entire range of lenses on this versus on V9, you only had access to a singular lens. The next one I want to go is actually the annotation experience. So I will just add this lovely photo of my desk and then we can jump into the annotator. The big thing that's different on the annotator, it's the same annotator you've used before, but with one addition, which is text. You can now add text directly to your photos to more clearly label your defects for your clients so they can see what's going on in the photo without necessarily having to use the caption feature. We know some users prefer this to captions, so it's a really lovely thing. But again, same flow, same feature, all that stuff, just with some tweaks. Going through again, you can just see this is so similar. There is a couple tweaks to also help with scrolling, which I can show you really quickly. So you can see here I'm in decks and balconies. Let's say I mark on 2 defects and then I go off and I decide later I have to come back into that. When I do my defect comments, I check float to the top. For users or for your clients, they show in the exact same order that they do in your template. We don't move that around, but it helps it so you can quickly see, hey, I have to go add something to this. I need to add a second location, or I need to add something. I need to add something else. You can actually go through and just do that from the top of your list instead of scrolling as much. I think those are the main differences I want to highlight now. There's more in there, and we'll actually link an article that will walk through all of the key differences that you need to know. But I just really want to show that the app is the app you've known and loved for all these years, just with some key tweaks, and it's made to last. So you know that you can rely on this being present and growing with you and just here for your business year after year after year, versus V9 where we just know that wasn't going to have that same lasting power. So really excited to be able to just show more people this app. Obviously you still have access to both V9 and V10, but if you haven't tried it or if you haven't tried in a while, I would recommend checking out V10.
Absolutely. And thanks for that, Megan. As Megan said, this is the same app everyone knows and loves. It's not going to be a whole relearning process. And the differences between the apps are just that the features that V10 has can make your inspection process a little bit easier. That's what we strive to do with all of our app updates. With that said, I just do want to say that if it's been a while since you've tried V10, it might feel a bit different. So come back, give it another shot, and let us know what you think. We will have instructions down below linked for how you can go ahead and get started with that process. If you have any questions or if you need any help getting set up, as always, please reach out to our customer support team through the chat bubble. With that said, thank you so much, Megan, and we're so excited to see you all try V10 of the app.
Thanks all, and thanks Olivia, that's awesome. All right.